Hi there, join me in this video when I walk around Tittesworth Water to try and photograph some birds. Now at the moment I'm a little bit away from the reservoir. You can just maybe see a little bit of water through the trees down behind me, and up on the hill there are the roaches, which are a really spectacular rock formation. So I'm going to be doing a circuit of Tittesworth Reservoir. Now at the time that I'm filming this video, it's the end of July, and so I'm about 3 weeks away from my operation. By the time this video goes out, I will have had the operation and hopefully be well on the way to recovery. But as a result, what I'm trying to do is get as many videos filmed as possible before I have my operation, in case my recovery takes a little bit longer. So I've been visiting lots of local places and some places that I've not been to before to take photographs of birds, and I've found it really interesting and I've got some great shots. So come along with me today, because I know that I'm really going to enjoy my photography. My tactics are going to have to be slightly different today because I have got a hard stop. Now I have got quite a bit of time. I've got about 3.5 hours to walk around the reservoir, but I'm going to have to keep moving because it's quite a big walk, and if I keep stopping all the time to try and listen for birds, I'm really going to struggle to get round and get back in time to get to work, which is my hard stop. Now I'm still going to do some listening, but I'm going to have to just rely a little bit more on luck than actually fieldcraft and patience. Hopefully I should still see some birds, but either way, we're definitely going to have a nice walk. Now if this is your first time visiting the channel, then you can do me a really big favour and consider clicking the like, subscribe and the bell notifications to stay up to date with all of my future photographic content, and it really helps the channel to grow. Photographing birds is definitely not something you can do on a time schedule, because I've just come across a big flock of goldfinch in a tree, and they were very high up and I could hear them. I just couldn't see them much at all, but I know there were at least 5 or 6 individuals that I could see from flying around the tree. And eventually I did manage to get one photo of, I think it looked like a bit of a juvenile on the top of a fence, but it wasn't of great quality, so I've decided to move on. But it's not ideal when you're in a bit of a rush. You really need to be able to spend more time. The path has moved away from open farmland into woodland now, so I do stand a little bit more chance of seeing something in here, and it stays in this woodland for quite a long while. The only break is in a short while when we cross the dam to get to the other side of the reservoir, then we get back into the woodland for quite a while before going out onto slightly more open ground again at the other end of the reservoir. So fingers crossed we might see something in this woodland. I have just heard some bird noise in this part of the wood. I think there were only great tits and robins, and I've waited for a while to see if I can see them, but they just don't seem to be showing themselves. But it is nice just to have a little break in the shade because it's quite a warm day today. You might be able to tell from the glow on my forehead. I have made it down onto the dam, which is halfway around the walk. Now it has been a little bit disappointing so far because I haven't seen many birds to photograph, but on the way back up I do spend more time in woodland, and I was hoping to perhaps see more birds out on the water, but it doesn't look like there are as many out there. Maybe I'll see some, maybe I won't. I think today I might have to resign myself to just enjoying the walk. I've got a little bit further along the dam and it's been a bit more productive because there's been some gulls flying about. I'm hesitating to identify them because I know there are more than one type of gull. I've fallen foul of that one before. There are also some swallows flying about, and way out on the lake there's also a great crested grebe, and so I've got some photographs of all of those, and so that's added a few to the count, so that's made it a little bit more worthwhile. Just behind me here is the outflow to the reservoir, and there's a ring of floats with some buoys, and on the top of one of them is a cormorant that's sitting sunning itself, and a little bit earlier there was a gull sitting on another one as well. It is really quite frustrating. I keep hearing lots of birds, but they always seem to be in the tops of the trees, and because we're in late July there's lots of leaf cover, so I can hear the birds but I just can't see them at all. You might be able to hear in the background there's quite a vocal wren, and I've stood here for a little bit of time just tracking it and watching it, and at one point it did jump up onto a tree and I managed to get its photograph. Well, I'm emerging from the woodland now, and the path becomes more open again now as I start to approach the visitor centre, which is at the end of the dam where I'm parked. So we've got some open spaces that we can see over to the water, so maybe there might be still some chance of seeing some birds. Who knows? Let's see what we see. Just spent some time watching and photographing some butterflies on some flowers. They were obviously feeding on the nectar. Now, I can't identify them because I don't really know butterflies. I think they're fairly common, but if I do find the names of them, I'll put them with the photographs. So I've just managed to take some photos of some mallard and an Aylesbury duck down on the edge of the water, and that's probably going to be it for today because I've come to the end of the walk. Now, I'm still not going away disappointed today because I have really enjoyed myself. It's been a lovely walk, and despite rushing as well today, it's taken me nearly 3 hours to get all the way around the reservoir. I have got some photographs to take away, but I've also got some good memories as well, and that's the main thing. Just when I was starting to think that I wouldn't see any birds, there's a flock of Canada geese out here behind me on this stretch of water.
This is editor me coming to you from the future. While I was at Tittesworth, I did feel a little bit disappointed with the amount of birds that I photographed, but when I edited them in the computer, I found I got more than I thought, and they were of better quality. And then, as a little bit of a bonus as well, After I finished filming, I also saw a grey heron and some goosanders as well. So at the end of this video, I will sound a little bit pessimistic, but I didn't need to be quite as pessimistic because I've got some really nice photographs that I'm really pleased with, so I'll show you some of the best ones now.
Despite finishing this video with this flock of Canada geese here behind me, it's been a day that's not been totally productive for taking photographs of birds for three reasons. One, the heat has been really quite intense, and so that's made me feel less creative. Two, it's been tricky to get photos of birds because of the tree cover, and all of the leaves on the trees have just really prevented me from seeing as many birds as I possibly could. And finally, there just hasn't been as much time to spend because I've been on a time limit. Even though I've taken 3 hours doing the 7.5 kilometre walk around the lake, I still felt a little bit rushed. I would have liked maybe a couple more hours just to stop in one place, just to maybe see some more birds. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, do let me know down below in the comments, and nip over to my Instagram or Vero account, that's at Oakden Photography. Leave me your comments there, and you can also see lots of my photographs. Now, if you like what I do on the channel and want to help support me to make future content like this, then you can leave at the gift shop. That's at Teespring. There I've got a range of merchandise on offer, so head off over there because a purchase really does help me out and it's very much appreciated. But you don't have to spend any money at all to support the channel. You can do that simply by clicking like, subscribe and the bell notifications. It really helps me out and it makes sure that you don't miss out on any future content. Watch out for next week's video. That goes live on Sunday. In the meantime, go and check out this video just up here. But all that's left now to say from this lovely sunny day is stay safe, and I'll see you soon.